Hello everyone. In this video we will see how can we create tables in ServiceNow. Before that we will also see how can we access out of the box tables, what are the base tables in ServiceNow, and then we will create a table in ServiceNow, and then we will also create a child table for that. Also we will create records, what are the display values, and finally we will see how can we see that table which we created in table schema. And about me, I am Hardit Singh. I am currently working with Deloitte India offices of the US, and I have overall 10 plus years of experience in IT, IL and ITSM, and I have around 6 years of experience as ServiceNow developer. Before that I was working for HP Service Manager. Also please connect with me on LinkedIn, and also please subscribe to my YouTube channel for new videos. How can we navigate to existing tables? There are three ways which we can do it from. First is from the application navigator, and then we can also type a command in application navigator called table name.list and table name dot capital letters list. Let's quickly see. I am in ServiceNow and I will type tables in the application navigator, and if you scroll down under system definition you will be able to see tables. If you click on this, you will be able to see all the tables which are currently present in your system. Right now there are around 4299. So these are mostly out of the box tables, and you can navigate to any of the table. For example, if I want to see this action model field table, I can click on this and you will be able to see all the properties of this table. The second way is to type the name of the table and then dot list. So if I know the backend name of the table, I can say incident.list for example, and I will be able to see the list of all the records in this particular table. Then you can right click on this and say configure table, and you will be redirected to that particular table. And again you can see all the properties of this table. Next way is, for example, I can type the backend name of this change request table and I will say capital letters list. You will note where as soon as I enter it will open in a new tab. And again you can right click on any of the column headers and say configure, then go to table, and you will be able to see the properties of change request table. Next is, what are the base tables in ServiceNow? The first one is the task table and the second one is configuration item table. So this is the most commonly asked question in interviews as well. If you are giving a very basic interview, these are the two tables which you have to tell are the base tables in ServiceNow. If you want to see any of these tables, you can again go to ServiceNow and can say cmdb_ci, and you notice how I wrote the backend name of the table, and I will say dot list, and the list of all records should appear, and I can right click on any of the headers and I can say configure table, and I should be able to see properties of this particular table. Next is, we will create a new table in ServiceNow with the name of example base. Let's quickly go to ServiceNow. I will write tables again. I will go to system definition and tables, and I will click new, and I have to give a label name, so I will give example base, and as soon as I click out of this text box, you will notice the backend name of the table comes u_example base. This u is automatically added because it signifies that this is a user custom table. So this is the backend name of the table and this is the front end name of the table, that is the label, how it will be displayed in ServiceNow. So if you want to extend this table from an existing table, for example, I told that CMDB/CI and the task tables are most commonly or the base tables used in ServiceNow. So you can extend those tables and the columns in those tables will come automatically to this table. Right now let's leave it. Next is create module or the menu name as well. So if you want a new menu name, for example these self-service, agent, schedule, benchmarks, these are the menu names. And if you can see, we can create module and create the menu name automatically here. So let me rename this menu name example base. So this menu name should appear on the left hand side, and it should create some module out of the box as well. Next is columns. You can create columns here, but let's first create a table and then we will move to creation of columns. Under the controls, you can say this table as extensible. So that means if you want this table to be extended by some other table, you can click on this. So for example in CMDB CI or the task table, this checkbox would have been checked, so that's why people are able to extend those tables. I will click on this. Then you can see auto number. When I click this, you can see it will add a prefix every time to the number field whenever a new record is added to this particular table, and that number will start with 1000. So when you are creating a record in this table, it will have the number field as exa and then 1000 attached to it. And if I want to create ACL for this particular table as well, so this is for restricting this table to some particular role or to some particular users. And if you want this ACL to be created right now, it doesn't matter because we are logged in as admin. So whosoever will have this particular role will have access to this table. Next is application access. If your table is created in global scope, for example, if somebody else create a new application in ServiceNow like a studio application and they can create, read or update or delete, then you can check these check boxes. Otherwise, if you want them only to read, you can check this can read. Let's keep this as of now, and I will right click this and save, or either you can submit it. And as soon as I submit it, you can see there are some out of the box fields which were automatically created, called class, created by, created, sysid, updates, updated by, updated, and number. So when we click auto number field, this was supposed to create automatically, and you can see there is a JavaScript function to get the next number like the 1000 and 1001, 1002. We will see that in a while as well. And the sysid is the 32 digit unique number which is generated for each and every record you create in ServiceNow. So these are unique in your instance. Created and created by refers to who will create that record will have their name in this, and created is the date and time when the record was actually created. And updated by and updated means who updated that record last and when was that updated is stored in updated, as it's a date time field. Also now let's click on this new button and create a new column as well. So for creating new column, I can say the type as string field, and I have to give the label again, and this is the front end name, and the back end name will automatically generate in column name. So I can say example column, and as soon as I click outside, the column name comes u underscore example column, and I will give the length as 100 maybe. And if you want to explore the details of creation of column, please click on the top right corner, and I will click submit. If you scroll down a bit in the columns, you can see this column has been created of string type. I will refresh my ServiceNow screen, and on the left hand filter navigator I will type example base. You are able to see that example base was created when we had selected create a new menu name and a module, and this module is also created now. Now we will create a child table called example child, and we will try to extend that table from the example base table. Let's again go to tables. I'll click new, and I will say example child. And in the extents table I will give the name of the table which we created few minutes ago. So example base, and you should be able to select this. So if you hadn't made example base table as extensible under the control section while you were creating the record, this wouldn't have appeared here. I'll click save, and if I go to columns, you will notice there were some of the columns which were automatically created, which were created in the base table as well. But the thing to note is the example column and number column came in automatically from that base table. So this is how a base table and child table relationship works. All the columns which were created in the base table will automatically be extended to the child table. So whenever you will create a new column in the base table, you will be able to see that column in your child table as well. And if you want these columns to behave differently in the base table and the child table, you can use dictionary override. If you want to learn about dictionary override, please click on the top right corner. And if I refresh this screen again and I type example, so you can see example base table menu and you can see the example child table menu as well, and these are the modules under them. So I suppose you are able to understand the difference between extents table and extensible. So extents table is when you are actually extending the table, and you will specify that while creating the table that from which particular table you want to extend this table. So we can use the configuration item table, the task table, and all of the columns from those base table will automatically come into your table which you are creating. Next is extensible. If you want this particular table which you are creating, want to extend it by other tables, you can check on this checkbox under controls and you will be able to extend that table in other tables as well. Next is how can we create a record in the table which you have created. I will go to service now and we can see example basis and example childs. So I will create a record in example basis and I will click new, and you should be able to see this number is automatically generated, and this is the string type of field. I can say Hardit and I can say submit, and a new record will be created in example base table. If I go to example childs table, there is no record yet. I will create a new record here as well, and I will give the name as XYZ and I will submit this. So a new record will be created in the example child table as well. I will click on example basis again. So this is our base table, and you will notice one unique thing. The record which I created in the base table is also accessible here. So any records which you create in the child table will be accessible in the parent table as well. So you have to keep a note of this as well. But if you click back on the example child table, you will be able to see only the records which are created in the child table. Next is what are display values. So when you are referencing to some other table from your custom table or out of the box table, so what is the value it should display? We can define it through display values. So let's take an example again. I'll go to example basis table. I will create a new column here. I'll click new. And I will create a reference field, and I can say user, and then I will give the reference specification from the user table. And I will select sys underscore user table and I will submit this. A new column will be created in the base table called user. I will again go to the example basis module. I can go to one of the record, and you can see this user column has been added to the form automatically. If you want to see how to manage forms in ServiceNow, please click on the top right corner. I will click on this magnifier button and I will select one of the user, and you see how the name of the user comes up automatically and not some other field like email or other fields which are in this particular table like the first name or the last name. So only the name comes up. So how can we define this? So we will have to go to that particular table called sys_user.list. I'll right click on any of the headers and I will say configure table, and under columns you can see there is a column called display and all the values are false, and there will be only one value which will be true. So I'll just filter this out and you will be able to see only one display value is true. So this is the value which will be displayed in other tables when it is being referenced. So let's try changing this to email ID, for example, and I will change the display value to true here and I will say OK, and I will save this value. And if you now note, I'll go to dictionary entries again and I will filter again false value out. There is only one true value. So you can have only one true display value in all of your columns in the table. If you change one value to true, other one which was true will automatically change to false. Now here we were being referenced to the name. If I refresh this and if I try to select the same user, able tutor, you note how the email ID has came up and not the name. So these are the display values in ServiceNow or in your tables. The last one is how to view table schema. For that we will go to tables and then I will click on tables and columns, and you will be able to see the list of all tables which are in ServiceNow, and we will go to our particular table which we have created called example. And you will be able to see all the columns which are defined in example base and example child. If I scroll down a little bit and I click on example child, I can click on schema map and I will be able to see the schema map of our child table. In the example child table you are able to see that this is extending example base table. So there is a relationship with that, and also it is referencing to the user table. If you hover over this line, you will be able to see it says example child extends example base. So this is how you can view the table schema of your complicated tables which you have created, or out of the box tables as well. I hope you liked this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.